How are we doing, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin and welcome to episode 45 of Maidencast. It is, what's the new album called again?
Senjutsu.
Senjutsu. I keep saying Sudoku.
Yeah.
What's Sudoku? That's that numbers
puzzle,
game.
that's the mind puzzle.
Yeah. So.
And you're saying that wrong. It's Sudoku.
Oh, fuck off.
Sorry.
Sorry, everyone.
You're just defending Japanese people left, right, and centre.
I'll just do an Alex joke. I'm ever so sorry. This is a family show. So Senjutsu Eve, welcome to.
Yes.
And yes, we are at the final episode. If we didn't have this new album, this would be it.
Yeah. Aside from a few specials we're doing, this was the last one. Yeah.
But here we are. We are doing
Historic
the last. Moment. This is also released this year. This year's flown by actually. But yeah, we are bang up to date, and we are doing War Within Me by Mr. Blaze Bayley, a signed edition.
I can say, look at my signed copy, people.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I say, I wasn't expecting a new album from Blaze for quite some time because, well, anyone that knocks out 3 albums.
3 years, yeah, fucking hell. It's
plus a couple of live albums. Plus he did the acoustic album, which we may do a show on.
And that was all... when you think about it, that would say 3 years, but it was 2 calendar years, wasn't it? It's from 17 to 19, so it's fucking,
Plus
that's
he
a lot
did
of
acoustic thing, 2 DVDs.
It's a lot of output.
Yeah, that guy's been busy, and I'm still curious whether he's not going to go ahead with the book. I don't know. Maybe he might do some anniversary box set edition that comes with all 3. And maybe the book, like a comic book. He said it was going to be a book, and then he said it was going to be a comic book. I don't think he's quite decided yet. And when someone asked him, he was like, "I'm busy." So, but speaking of Blaze Bayley, someone saw him yesterday. We are recording this on the 29th of August.
First fucking gig after lockdown. First one for 16 months or 539 days it was. And funnily enough, the last person I saw before the world went to shit was Blaze Bayley. Headlining with you. Headlining Burfest when he did his Maiden anniversary set. And he was doing the same thing because he was booked to do this fucking last year. But obviously, that all went wrong. But
I did wonder, actually. I thought, why is he doing the Maiden set again? Because he was originally booked.
Yeah, he was originally booked. So he's like, you know what, I was booked on that basis. I'm doing it, sort of thing. And pure fire, mate.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Was it better or worse? Or
it was weird because he played different songs. I mean, I was being a festival set. I knew he wouldn't play as long as he did for Burfest. So I said to my missus, don't bother listening, because her favourite song is The Klansman. I said, don't bother listening to that. He ain't going to drop 9 minutes into a festival set. And not only did he play that, he played Silent Lacrosse as well.
Bloody hell. Yeah.
And he started opening with Lord of the Flies, as he does. Yeah. And then he ended with Angel and a Gambler, Man on the Edge, and Future Real. Fucking awesome it was. Boom. Obviously, their own version of Angel and a Gambler, not the 27-minute.
It was still pretty long when we saw them, though.
Yeah, no, he's trimmed it even more.
Oh, he has trimmed it.
Yeah, right. It was about 4 minutes. But yeah, that Man on the Edge and Future Real, just fucking one after the other. It was well good. But no, he had the crowd in the palm of his hands, and I did wonder.
Well, this goes to show, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, they're the 2 worst albums. Well, there's someone doing a set purely from those.
I did wonder. I said to Mrs., I wonder how many hypocrites are down the front going, "Oh, Blaze, we love you," when they're fucking shit all over the albums.
I think a lot of you've got pretty much a cult following now, haven't you, of those 2 albums, and they've we're part of it. I mean, you were there at the time, I know, but I came afterwards. But I do think, when anyone does a series like this or a podcast like this, I do think a lot of people do just skip straight to what do they think of X Factor, and then that will be based on.
That's the defining thing, isn't it? Whether they listen to the rest of us or not. Us giving X Factor 10 out of 10.
It's a similar thing of Carcass fans. I was listening to a thing of I forget the guy's name. Is it Trevor? The guy's surname escapes me, but he's the singer of the Black Dahlia Murder. I'm not that big a fan of them, to be honest. But I always will watch an interview with him, and he even has a article in Decibel magazine, I think it is it Decibel or Revolver, where he's just recommends albums he's been listening to. He's a complete nerd like myself, and it was a thing in, I think that was Decibel, or again might be Revolver, where he interviewed Jeff Walker, And he said, and he's got a carcass tattoo, this guy. You imagine Jeff Walker saying that. What you bloody got that for then? No.
Yeah, proper fucking northerner, isn't he? Like,
yeah. And he said, like, anyone I speak to Carcass, the first question I ask, I don't care about anything else, is what do you think of Swan Song?
I was going to
say, he's like, whether we're going to be friends or not. It's like you like Carcass, but do you like Swan Song? And Jeff Walker said, I have signed more copies of Swan Song than any other Carcass album. And so is X Factor the well, it's not their literal Swan Song, but
but it's that. Well, you could say it started with. I know with fucking Blaze Bayley, we're moving on to Carcass now. You could say it started with Heartwork, because that's when it moved away from being proper full on.
Well, that was the first one where we can go. Oh no!
People's eyebrows were going, fucking, what's this? I mean, because Joe knows my relationship with death metal. When I tell you that Heartwork is the first Carcass album I start with, that tells you my take on death metal. So obviously Heartwork and Swan Song, it was like, yes.
Well, when it comes to death metal, Luke is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I am, what's his name? Anakin. Because you saw the potential. You went, yeah, he'll like this. This will be good.
Yeah.
And then
you completely went off the fucking rails.
And then I completely went off the rails and
slaughtered a load of children and
yeah, and he was like, I just wanted, I just lent him a copy of Heartwork, and now he's listening to Reek of Putrefaction.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I've ever, if I said that right. I've never said the title of that album out loud before.
Yeah, no,
that was weird. Yeah, I only ever read it. I've just said it.
Yes, it. But no, I mean, you're right. I mean, Swan Song is, I mean, Maiden. People used to describe me as Iron Maiden with double bass. I mean, it ain't Iron Maiden with double bass whatsoever. You know, Steve Harris would he'd have a fit if Maiden turned that stuff like this on Swan Song, because it is still fucking heavy. I don't care what anyone says. It's just melodic. But no, the X Factor and Swan Song, they're bedfellows, aren't they? That's the album where people
they're kind of like the opposite of the St. Anger, say. So if you say someone's done a St. Anger, you know that's the clanger in the catalogue. And then you've got the other side. It's like, it's kind of known as that.
Even with St. Anger, it's like the only fucking thing, you know, let's be honest, people would give it a fair shout if they could actually get past the production, because the drums sound so shit.
I've tried that. It's a terrible album.
There's a guy did a fucking a guy did a reconstruction on YouTube himself. He played drums, guitar, bass, and
I think I've heard it.
And it was all like they did a split screen thing, and he trimmed off all the fat and re-recorded everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. The fat needs.
Oh yeah,
the production. Yeah, all right. You can. The production's one thing, but it's just a bloated album. It just.
But there are still some.
There's great lyrics. There's great ideas. There's great riffs. There's great sections. But oh god, you've got to. When you kill a whale, you've got to go through like a foot of fat before you get to any meat.
Yeah, ironically, there's just as much fat on Death Magnetic as there is on St. Anger.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of Death Magnetic either.
Yeah, people like we talked about before, people praise that.
Yeah, but I used Death Magnetic as a thing recently, didn't I? I said that I don't want to do it when people were so relieved that it wasn't terrible. All of a sudden they tricked themselves into thinking it was brilliant. And I saw Metallica actually. I think it was pretty much like a week after Death Magnetic came out. So they did a good portion of that album live.
Oh, they did, yeah. It was,
and it was all right, but
songs too long.
Yeah, just over time, it's just like, but Death Magnetic was good, and it's like, when was the last time you played it? And they're like, oh yeah.
Which is ironic actually, because on the way back from Stone Dead Festival yesterday, I was driving back from Nottingham, and I've been listening to the Metallica podcast. They've done 2 episodes to do with the Black Album, released them on Spotify and all that.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how the irony were talking about being bloated. They'd listened. The reason they wrote shorter songs for the Black Album was they'd listened to And Justice for All, obviously afterwards, heard it on the radio or heard it on whatever, and they realised how bloated the songs were. So they made a direct action to write shorter songs for the Black Album.
Well,
only 2 or 3 albums later, you get Death Magnetic and St. Anger, which are just as fucking bloated as they're saying that And Justice for All was, but without the good songs.
Well, the logical step, it was one or the other. It was either like, right, we either go along with this and go full on prog.
Yeah.
Or we go.
That's it. And like
a bit
Lars
like
said,
the thing with what Iron Maiden did with Seventh Son.
They said we'd driven down that road. It was a cul-de-sac. We couldn't get any further with that style, so we wanted to do a complete Yuri, and which makes sense. And the Black Album is the opposite of and Justice for All. But obviously it's another podcast. But it's just ironic to talk about bloated songs.
It is the opposite, yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's a good thing or bad thing. But
anyway, did Blaze Bayley
who headlined?
Release an album?
Hey?
Did Blaze Bayley just release an album?
Yeah, we're getting to it. People enjoy the.
Well, the last one was so short, wasn't it? So I think as well, it's important to sort of mark. You know, I'm 37, and I've been going to 1 gig a month on average since I was 16. So the first gig I went to the other day was last Friday. Yeah, it's just it felt weird. It felt, you know, Acid Rain played the Underworld last night as well. I'm a bit gutted I didn't go to that, but I was kind of caught up in I was seeing adverts for gigs and just kept going, well, that's going to get cancelled. I don't see the point. But I would have if I kind of got caught unaware. But yeah, and someone's like, great to see you back. Da, 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 da. And apparently the opening, Howard from Acid Rain does love a bit of banter in between the songs. You know, he's known for it, but I think he just sort of came out and went, yep, still smells of piss. Good to be fair. But, the Underworld.
Yeah. But I was at the Underworld. I saw Onslaught, supported by Memoriam, which is the band which is kind of the afterthought of Bolt Thrower. It was the original. It's the singer from Bolt Thrower and the original drummer, or if he drummed on the first like 4 or 5 albums or something. And then there's the bass player from Benediction. So it became like a new project off the back of that. And Bolt Thrower ended when the drummer died. On the year anniversary, they just said no, there's no replacing him. So the Memoriam is the name after that because there was a lot of the first album dealt with grief and all that. You didn't really need to know that, but yeah. So it was Memoriam and Onslaught, and it was great to see Onslaught. They're one of my favourite bands. It was great to see them with the new lineup as well. It was the first time first couple of gigs they did with the new singer, new drummer, and new guitarist. I think if I can reach it. Yeah, managed to get mine signed by everyone. Got me while we're showing off. You check out Nightmare Cabin's Instagram. I have officially now got a signed copy of Realm of Chaos, so I'm officially more metal than anyone. Yeah, so no, it was good. There was, you know, I'm a bit more skeptical and a bit more pissed off with everything we're going on. And I was a little bit, what's this going to be like? Because I'm going to be really pissed off if I have to go through airport security to go to a shithole like the Underworld. But no, I was let straight in. There was no bollocks. Yeah, it was as normal as I could hope, you know, because I heard of people going to gigs and they were like, everyone had to sit down and there was all space between and the atmosphere was just really sterile and horrible. But
yeah, no,
this one was...
Festival was the same. It was 4,000 sellout. It was, you know, it was great. It was, you know, we weren't pits because obviously it's a classic, not classic rock, but it's old school.
Yeah.
It's an old school. It's started by the guys who everyone loved Donington and they loved the one day Monsters of Rock thing. And sort of got a bit fucking alienated when it went to 3 days and all that.
Yeah,
so they're like, right, let's do a throwback to when Monsters of Rock was 1 day. You're fucking in there, you're out of there. It's just a good fucking classic, not classic like say classic rock, but just good fucking rock, hard rock, heavy metal festival, and it was great. And plus got to see Absolver as well because they stepped in at the last minute for a band who had to pull out, obviously with a COVID positive.
I don't know why I've not checked this band out. Absolver, for context, is Blaze's backing band now, basically. What started out is the Soundtrack of My Life tour lineup. You had a double package, basically. The support band were his backing band. And now they're now on their 4th album with Blaze.
Yeah. Yeah, they stepped up, and they're actually really fucking good. I mean, you listening to the last three Blaze albums, you know they can play.
Yeah, but can you hear a bit of?
Oh no, there is a difference.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, can you hear a bit? Like, is there a riff there or a?
Yeah. It's not like a Blaze album with a different vocalist. It's the best comparison I can make. It's like difference between Alter Bridge and Tremonti. Alter Bridge, although the main songwriter is Mark Tremonti, Alter Bridge sounds different to Tremonti, the side project, where he keeps the heavier stuff back.
Yeah,
it's like that comparison. You know, it's the same guy. It's obviously the same songwriter, Chris Appleton. And the geezer's a fucking savage. He's probably the best guitarist in underground bands in the country. I say underground, but he is awesome. He is our Tremonti. He is so good. In watching him live, it's fucking unreal. He's got a great voice as well, so he's similar to Tremonti in that aspect. But yeah, it's totally different. It's not like, oh, this is just a Blaze rip-off. They've got their own identity, and they are really fucking good. There's a bit of everything going on in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I don't know what, because you go to Blaze gigs as well, and their CD's on the merch now. I don't know why I never picked it up.
You've got there, have you? Which is unlikely. But no, they are fucking well worth it, without a doubt.
Yeah,
I'd go and see them. Actually, I'd see them play on their own merits.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to rectify this, I think. So, who was the headliner? Is it Black Star Riders, or did they?
Headliner Black Star Riders pulled out because one of their members was on tour with Corey Taylor's band, and when Corey Taylor went down with COVID, everyone was like, "Fucking hell!" All that lot are going to have to isolate, and one of them got it. So Black Star Riders pulled out, and they got Uriah Heep.
Oh yeah.
We left before then because I've never been into them. But
I just got
it was pretty cool, actually.
I got their latest album.
It was pretty cool because they
Riley likes.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just played Steelhouse Festival. Yeah. And they'd had a contract, the no compete. They couldn't play any other festivals. But when the organisers of Steelhouse heard that Stone Dead were fucked for a headliner, they were like, you know what, that contract, if you want to play it, off you go, help them out, which is pretty fucking cool. All the promoters looking out for each other. And so they stepped up and but yeah, I've never been into them, so we left. But we left after Terrorvision, who were really fucking good. I never thought I'd see fucking Alice What's the Matter played live, sort of thing. But they were on it, absolutely on it. They even carried on playing when all the lights went on the stage, and they were playing in the dark. It was fucking awesome. But no, they're well good. And there's some really good bands come through in England. Chris Barris Band and Dead Man's Whiskey. Mike Gray played, the former guitarist from Skin. I don't remember Skin. It used to be Bruce Dickinson's backing band.
Yeah, I don't really remember them, but I know of them. Yeah,
they were around. They were doing a similar thing to Thunder back when Thunder were breaking, and they unfortunately never went through. But he played a lot of Skin songs, and it was a really good fucking day. And like I say, Blaze tore it up, played a fucking awesome set, had the crowd in the palm of his hand, and like I said, the original comment, like, wonder how many hypocrites are there.
Yeah.
And that's what started off this 10-minute rant.
Yeah, like I say, the going narrative still is, and if anyone does share like a video or something from that era, you still get the same usual suspects, don't you? Just completely writing it off.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there's obviously a need for it, because even the festival that are booking them that will go, no, we want that set. Yeah. They know that's going to draw a crowd.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I saw something the other day. It was on, you know, the quote from Return of the King, where no, not Return of the King. I think it's the fucking start of Two Towers, when Aragorn talks about no, it is Return of the King. Fuck, anyway, he talks about something. I'll do something, but it is not this day. I can't remember the exact quote, but he says it's not this day, and he's rallying the troops. Someone put a meme on one of the Iron Maiden groups saying, there may be a day when I'm curious enough to listen to the 2 Blaze Bayley albums, but it is not this day.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, you what? Yeah. You're a cock.
Yeah,
you know, you're missing out. And you're just being fucking obstinate.
Mm.
You know, and if you proclaim to love Maiden, the stuff Maiden are writing today, this is where it all started. You not get that Maiden today without those 2 albums. So just fucking listen to them, and you get the.
It's none of that as well. It's but Bruce is back now. If you don't like Blaze Bayley, fair enough. But Blaze Bayley's been gone.
He's been
for
gone
20 years.
Fucking 20 years. Yeah. You know?
You can at least listen to it for what it is. Yeah.
But no, it's just like, oh look, stop it. and but they're missing out, and it is what it is. But as we say, as you said, the universe, everything happens for a reason. Bruce came back to Maiden with Adrian. They've written killer album after killer album, and Blaze has launched a fucking solo career that's 10 albums deep.
Yeah. Now, at the end of the Infinite Entanglement episode, I said I've got something to ask you at the end. Don't let me forget. And what happened?
You forgot.
You let me forget. See? Right. So this is all your fault.
Come on, then. This better be world changing.
Right. 3 album long concept album. Iron Maiden are still, they're doing double albums now. If what didn't happen, because we did address this before, what would have happened in an alternative universe if Bruce coming back wasn't an option and all that, had he stayed with the band, well, imagine something like Infinite Entanglement being taken by Maiden or vice versa.
Yeah.
Could he match the big concepts that they're doing now?
Yeah,
20-minute long songs, etc.
He's got a crazy fucking mind, and I mean that in a completely respectful way. When he goes off, like the stuff he's done, like Silicon Messiah and all that, he's got a vision, and he Blaze.
Yeah,
he's got a fucking. And no, I think it would have eventually, the two would have married together.
I think
that third album, because as we know, Brave New World, fucking some of the best songs on Brave New World were already written. If obviously it had worked out, they were already going in that route. And it only would have been a matter of time before Blaze felt totally at ease, and he would have gone, you know what, I've got this idea. And Steve would have gone, oh, yeah, all right. And off the trot.
Have you seen as well the robot that Tesla are releasing for space exploration?
I haven't, no.
I think Blaze Bayley is owed some money.
Like that, is it?
Yeah, it's straight. There's like, right, so we're going to Mars and we're going to be exploring a thing, and he's got these robots. And they look awesome. You can check it out. Tesla space robot or whatever.
Yeah.
And it is straight off. It is William Black. It's got a white body with the black face on the thing. Yeah, it's like Blaze called it. He called it on Silicon Messiah. He called it. Blaze is one step ahead of the curve. Yeah. So if you want to know how to survive Armageddon, go see Blaze Bayley.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Right, so we've arrived. We're about to do the review of War Within Me. What's your initial impressions of the album?
Best album since Silicon Messiah.
Fucking hell, right, cool.
Can't put it any more plainly than that.
Yeah.
It's a banger.
All right, I thought this would go one way or the other, but it did go that one way. Cool artwork with this as well. If people look. I've only got a CD, but it's worth getting the
proper fucking space and all sorts of shit again, isn't it?
Yeah, but all the lyrical, all the
inspirations are there, aren't they?
Yeah, so we've got
Spitfires and that.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking there. You've got who's the guy that he talk about on Alan Turing?
Turing.
So that's the computer. Keypad, fucking hell, yeah.
Enigma machine, is that the one you're looking for?
Spitfires, War Within Me. Obviously, he's got 2 Blazes fighting with the thing. There's in the background here, what might be? There's a song about Blaze. He injures himself in it. Basically, he documents the song where he had the motorcycle crash when he was in Iron Maiden, delayed the album, and it was basically he had to rehabilitate his leg. It was more serious than what was led on.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a picture of him on his bike in the artwork. Yeah, as you go through the pages, it zooms in on everything anyway. But
cool.
Yeah, so War Within Me. That's you get it. But yeah, get the vinyl edition if you. So
yeah, see the artwork really cool.
Yeah, but you get like close-ups in the lyrics anyway. But yeah, well worth getting as well because you get like little liner notes like you always get with Blaze. It's always worth getting a physical copy. He's got a montage as well of pictures with fans coming to the shows and whatnot. Yeah, there's a big one at the back there. And yeah, you get the usual. The funny one is 18 shows, 18 flights, sorry.
18 flights, yeah.
Bit of a smoke on the water theme on that one, because wasn't Smoke on the Water based on a fire that broke out at a gig?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
It was on in a coastal town, so all this smoke was just going over the sea, and so that was the title, Smoke on the Water. But yeah, doing a show, and there was an earthquake,
Yeah.
and they had to abandon.
Fucking tsunami warning, wasn't it? Crazy.
Yeah, but to me, this is we've reached the point now where Blaze is doing Blaze. It's I think everyone reaches that point where it's them. They spend a couple of albums evolving. I think he's been evolving the whole time.
What hasn't helped is cool. He would have evolved. Sorry, he would have evolved a lot sooner if he'd been able to keep a stable lineup. Yeah,
but we're 4 albums in with this lineup.
Yeah, and this is the formula now, and it's fucking working. And because Absolver that's the best group of musicians he's allied himself with.
Yeah, and they're a 5-piece as well now, are they not?
Yeah, Chris's brothers joined, Luke.
But Luke had worked with Blaze previously.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, we might as well. I think this album came out sooner rather than because of the lockdown. There was no touring, so it was just, we'll just crack on with the album.
Yeah,
then.
no, and I appreciate what Blaze did, because there were so many bands who were putting stuff back, like Lamb of God for one, did it. Oh, we can't tour it, so we're not releasing it. It's like, for fuck's sake, if your fans needed picking up, the way to do it is to have a new album. You guys give the fans something to fucking appreciate while they're stuck indoors doing fuck all.
Or make the best of this Spotify situation, because
just,
everyone
drop a few on there.
Everyone's going to be ordering it. Everyone's going to be listening to it and streaming it. And look at with Onslaught, because Onslaught, I explained this thing, but they ended up doing a tour. They did the False, which is one of their albums from the 80s. They were doing it in full. I mean, what turned out to be like a string of gigs ended up turning into a 2-year world tour, because the offers just kept coming in and coming in. And with that, there was a delay. We went basically because we did 2 world tours back to back, and then it just one thing after another happened. And when the album finally come out, and then the lockdown, he was like, "I'm not fucking putting it back anymore. We just got to release it." And he said, "But it fucking charted in America. It went. It's the most successful album we've done."
Yeah.
So he went, "Yeah, it was like a cold spring. It was just." I mean, plus everyone was putting stuff back. He went, "I don't get why they did that, but that was the decision they made."
Well, I know we've talked about Maiden obviously put Senjutsu back, but I think it wasn't just a case of lockdown for them. I think it was a case of they still had the hangover of the legacy of the Beast Dates.
Yeah.
They've managed to figure it out, but they couldn't.
They wanted to get that done before moving forward.
That's why they recorded it when they did. They couldn't just drop the album and go, "Oh, here's a new album," and they're like, "Wang about, you're still fucking touring the last thing." So there was a bit of confusion there with that. But no, Blaze was like, you know what, fuck it, let's get this shit out, let's get it done, let's get it out.
Plus, this did all start with it's only 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget that one, folks.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we are where we are. Let's get into the music, I guess.
Yeah. Title track, boom, fucking metal, out the gate. It's not fuck about. It's the usual Megadeth cross with new wave British heavy metal. I think they've nailed that sound.
Yeah.
And
he's found that balance, doesn't he?
Thrash tinged classic metal, and it's fucking great. I mean, and it's heavy and melodic in equal measure, which is always good. It's fucking riding that. It's in that Goldilocks zone. It's like, perfect melodic fucking classic metal. Pre-chorus, well good. I'll never give up, never back down, sort of thing. That's really cool. Chorus is. I talked about it before, but Absolver are fucking flying.
Chris is just a riff machine as well.
Oh, he's a riff master, general, mate. I mean, I can't give him a better compliment than calling him our Tremonti, because Tremonti is fucking on another level to most people. The songwriting, the playing, the singing, the fucking lot, and he is our Tremonti. I can't say that's the highest compliment I can play the guy.
We should try and reach out, see if we can get him on. Maybe
we'll
probably awesome. Try and get. I don't think it'd be hard to get hold of Blaze, actually. I mean, I've interviewed Blaze a couple of times.
Yeah, I'd like to, because I was going to say, because at Stone Dead they normally have a signing tent, which obviously went out the fucking window this time because of whatever. But I was actually, if there was one, I was going to say to him, we've done a fucking like a history of Maidencast, and
he did put a message out, didn't he? And he said, "I can't," because Blaze could have jumped on that whole meet and greet market years ago, but he was already doing them for free.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
He used to man his own merch stand and used to talk to people, and he said, "Look, I'm not going to be able to do it this time because I have one I've been saying. I said I'm one test away from the whole thing falling apart. So I've got to keep a distance." He went, "But everything will be signed. I've got photos, CDs. There'll be loads of signed stuff. So if you do want anything signed, you can buy something, but don't bring anything because you will be disappointed." But yeah, this put that in your back pocket. We'll see about that. No, I think this is one thing I thought whilst listening to this is like, you're not going to be able to do this as a 4-piece because there's so many leads just flying in and out, even just a little but it is that when this is the awesome opener, but it's also a great opening live track because when that's just at the beginning, that dun, 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 dun,
oh yeah, big time.
You can just see that, lights go down, Chris will walk out, light on him, bam, 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 bam. He does that couple of bars, and then that's it, and then the drums. Everyone then comes out. You just picture that live setting whilst listening to this. Time. You've got that never give up, and that's that riff backed up.
With the guitar underneath it, well good.
Yeah, and again, I think all the best songs are the ones you can picture live, and war within me every day, I fight, and you can just see him, Mike, in the audience, I fight.
Yeah,
and then you've got the bit towards the end, the stand up.
Yes,
and you can just say stand up.
Yeah,
and
well good.
Blaze is all about
crowd participation. That's why he's got the old trademark Blaze Wowo, isn't it? He's always thinking of the live setting. It's a fair play to him. But talking about Blaze as a individual, he's less operatic this time round. I think he's found he wasn't as operatic on the trilogy either. He had that time on King of Metal, which really fucking still sends shivers up my spine. But here he's found that where his voice is natural again. He knows when to raise it just to get to it. He never tries to overstretch on this album. I think he's found his sweet spot. He knows where he is and what works best for him. And
and I don't want to say that this album's not varied. There's lots going on, but I found this is actually probably one of his most straightforward albums. It is literally. This hits the ground running, doesn't it? You're straight out the gate.
And it plays itself, I think, for 45 or whatever minutes. It's just...
You've got a slightly slower ballad type song at the end, but it's just 9 bangers, one after the other. No, nothing's outstaying its welcome. Nothing's too long. And, as soon as one song finishes, we're straight into the next one before you know it. And it just flows. It's the most free-flowing, easily... 10 tracks, no messing about. There's no fat on this album at all, is there? And what I will say, as much as War Within Me is a great set opener for the live set, I think I won't say completely every single song, but so many songs on this could be the opener to the live set.
Mm-hmm. They all work as grabbing your attention, didn't they? Like from fucking here you go.
Yeah,
we're on a journey now. So
So 303, which is based on a couple of films.
Yeah, it's the
it's inspired by a true story. Yeah,
one of the 2 Polish squadrons in the Battle of Britain.
Yeah, and that's right. And there was a 2018 film called Hurricane, which was about it. And it was also Battle of Britain. He says it was worth watching too. Because 303 is mentioned. And interesting fact, the grandfather of Chris Appleton was based at RAF Swinderby during World War II, the home of the Polish 300 bomber squadron.
Cool. So that tells you how much writing Chris does. He's probably put this idea through. How about you do a song on it? Because obviously,
they've obviously he's found his. That's one.
He's found his Steve Harris, hasn't he?
He's found his Randy Rhoads.
Oh it's a better comparison. Ozzy and Randy,
had Ozzy not found Randy, he would have been in a lot of trouble when he left Black Sabbath and went on to find Zach and all the rest of them. And that's what I was saying. It's all gone to shit now with Soulfly, but Soulfly took a couple of albums to find their feet.
Yes,
But once Max found, is it Mark Rizzo?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Was he the second album?
But it's the same with Sepultura, though, isn't it? With Andreas, it's taken a while, but apparently the last Sepultura album is fucking best thing they've released for 20 years.
Yeah, they've been saying that. Everyone says that with every Sepultura album. I wasn't convinced myself, but
I'll find out in a couple of months because
I think they're great live, but creatively, I just find them to be. I mean, I bought every album up to a point, and eventually I just went, you know what, I can't keep doing this. This is, yeah, I think it's about 2000. I got in trouble, didn't I, with one of the reviews I wrote. It was like, do you want our account with Nuclear Blast to be?
Oh, that was, yeah. Oh,
and I was like, well, it's only been and I weren't.
Yeah,
even said in the review, I've bought everything up to this point. I'm a paying customer, and it was like, I don't even think I was being that harsh, but I was certainly thinking.
What's the point of reviewing? I mean, as long as you weren't insulting them personally, I just ad hominem attacks. If you're reviewing the what's there, fuck's sake. I mean, and you've said yourself you don't like giving bad reviews.
Yeah, it wasn't a it is Mark Rizzo, yes. But yeah, I was saying Max is now. It was about 3 or 4 albums in with Soulfly where it clicked. And the guy did the Cavalera Conspiracy. He just did that tour where they were doing, all the Roots in Full and then Beneath the Remains and Arise. Yeah. There was another side project he did as well, which Mark Rizzo was in that. And it was just like Max has found his Randy Rhoads. He's finally found someone that he can, because I found Max had the ideas but couldn't quite.
Yeah, that's why him and Andreas worked so well, wasn't it? It was, they bounced off each other.
And he's now got someone that he can bounce off, and that person can take what Max is thinking and run with it. But as I say, that's gone to shit now. It's gone a bit. We've gone a bit dirty laundry in public with it all as well, haven't they? But to be discussed on another podcast. But yeah, Blaze has now found that.
Yeah, it's
I find anyway. So and
that's another compliment to Chris Appleton, isn't it? That we're talking about him in that.
Yeah, this is the Chris Appleton appreciation show.
Yeah, so, that's it. Please come on the show.
We did say as well, like on that first Infinite Entanglement, like, right, there's a difference here.
Yeah, there is. We have. Yeah. We haven't just jumped on. We're following on a thread that we started a couple of shows ago. So, but no, I mean, this song is it's another banger.
Yeah.
I can't. Thing is picking out individuals because they're all. I've got a few grumbles, but it's there's a formula there, and I don't mean that in a boring bad way. They found a formula now, and
finding a formula is what it's all about. As long as you don't
formulaic, though,
some bands may fall on that formula, and that's when it's thing. But that formula should be a building block, not
as yet these guys haven't. They're always you know what you're getting. It's like that comfort blanket. You're like, oh, there we go. You can fall asleep listening to it because you know what you're getting. It's comforting to your brain. You're like, oh yeah, it's I like this and it's safe. But I'm not saying these things in a bad way. I mean them in a positive way.
Yeah, I think Blaze has got to that point. I think again, people do want to know what they're getting. I mean, there's a fine line, isn't there, between say Bolt Thrower or Cannibal Corpse and Slayer and AC/DC.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah, I know what I'm getting, but I also want what I want.
Yeah.
And some bands know how to. And Blaze has got that thing with my Iron Maiden now. You know what you want, you know what you're getting, but you do know that you're going to get a little surprise in there as well. Yeah. So you got your chocolate, you just don't know what the little toy is going to be.
That's exactly, yeah.
And I still think Blaze can. He knows what to give you and knows what you want, but he also he always will chuck in a. Well, what do you think of that then?
Yeah,
just enough to not throw the album off.
Yeah, but just
the reaction to it.
Seed for later.
Right, did people like that? Right, I'll build on that for the next one, and then that'll become part of the sound. Or no, people didn't like it. I'll drop it.
Yeah,
he has that just enough, doesn't he? Sort of like an 80-20% ratio with his albums. But yeah, great riff on this one as well. That lead.
Yeah. Oh, some of his playing is absolutely insane.
Mm.
I mean, was they still a 4-piece on this?
I think they're a 4-piece on the album.
Yeah. So yeah, because some of the playing is absolutely off the fucking chart, mate. I mean, and it is that riff I was thinking about, because that's when it double times, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's fucking well good. But another great song, 2 for 2. Kaboom, straight out the gate, and have a bit of a change of pace for track 3 for Warrior. Nice.
Luke Appleton does a bit of backing vocals on one song. Luke Appleton has just joined the line.
Was he?
Yeah, he did do backing vocals on one track. But
there you go.
But yeah, he's also in Absolver. He's also in Fury UK. That's right. He was in Iced Earth for a little while.
Oh fucking!
And he had been. Yeah, who hasn't been in Iced Earth? No one's in Iced Earth.
That's what I can say. Yeah.
But he was in Blaze Bayley's live band from 2009, 2010, and then 2000. He was bass up until that point, and then he's joined. That was the difference. Yeah, he was originally the bass player.
Yeah, bass player. Yeah.
On and off for a few years, and then now he's joined again on guitar. I could have sworn as well that he's in Benediction. I'm sure the guy in Benediction was in Blaze Bayley for a bit. I'll have to look into that later on. But yeah, right, moving on. Warrior.
Yeah, I think this is a lovely change of pace, the old acoustic intro.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, this is one of Blaze's best vocal performances ever on this track.
Yeah.
He's getting the notes he wants. He's got that. He's in the Goldilocks. I said it before, I'll say it again. He's in the Goldilocks zone with his voice on this album. And it's perfect. If you want, this is the perfect Blaze Bayley sound. Because it suits his voice. I mean, we all know his voice is, limited is the wrong word, but it's not as obviously thing-made as Bruce, and that's why he got all the shit reviews and all that. But when he gets the right point, his voice is awesome. And like I say, he's there now, and fucking brilliant.
Yeah, and, I think just a thing here in the notes. It was at my shows for the last couple of years. I have introduced the song "Future Real" by saying, "Take your future in your own hand." As Chris and I were working on this song, I had a strong feeling about using that idea as a lyric. So,
yeah, and saying that he did actually introduce "Future Real" like that yesterday.
Oh, did he? Right, there you go.
Which is pretty cool.
But again, it's got a nice intro. That acoustic intro that it builds up. It goes nice and crunchy. And then again, you've got that great chorus. Warrior, sort of mid-pace. It's got that. But even then, some great little leads are thrown in along the way as well. When he has that bit towards the end, that I can choose and it's got and just a well-paced, great song. This is the thing as well. He's done in under 4 minutes what it used to take him like 7 minutes to do one of his early albums.
When he had lesser musicians associating with him, he's but like I say,
this would have been like a big epic on one of those early ones, but this one is like no,
when it didn't need to be.
Yeah, this does exactly what it needs to do, and then boom, we're moving on to another song again.
They're just, let's say, the tunes are just playing themselves, aren't they? You just get through 4 minutes, 3.5, 4.5. They're all the sweet spot for this style. And but no, I mean, and this song has another fucking blazing solo, which it's just par for the course with. I think every song they've done on the last 4 albums has had a blazing solo, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's a very underrated player, actually, Chris Abbott. He should be getting a lot more recognition on the whole. I'm just looking at the album track list here, and there isn't one song at the end. The Unstoppable Steve Hawking is the only song that goes over. The last 2. 6 minutes and 5 minutes. Apart from that, everything is 4 to 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's benefited massively.
Oh, it has.
Because
mind you, you had that on the Infinite Entanglement albums, though, didn't you? There weren't many. Yeah. That was all got in, said what I had to say, got out.
Yeah.
It was like it was good.
So pull yourself up. Another motivational track from Blaze.
Yeah. Sorry, I was fucking talking about motivational. Crusher was the compere yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's fucking legendary. And he was talking about at the end, he said, when Blaze finished his set, he came out and said, "Oh, give it up for Blaze. I fucking love this man," or something along the lines of that. And he said, "Mind if I tell you a story?" And he was like, back in the day, he he chaired a debate about censorship in metal. And this was like 20, 25 years ago. And Blaze was there with some others, and they were talking about it. And it was the names I can't remember who he said, but the names were like high profile people. And he said Blaze got up and he said, "No notes, no fucking no notepads, no phones." Got up and delivered this speech, this tirade, this epic rant about censorship in rock and metal, just completely off the cuff. He said, "This man is a speaker. This man is an intelligent guy." And he said, "This man, he just fucking, I wish someone had recorded it because it was so good." And he said it was literally just stood up and went, "Well," and just went for it. Like we keep saying, don't we? He got these motivational things. He knows how to speak. He knows the things to say.
Yeah.
And Crusher said he was in awe of just watching Blaze just tear these people to shreds and put forth arguments and counter arguments and stuff. And he said it was amazing. And it just all lends into the fact that what we constantly say about Blaze, he just knows how to fucking find the words to say the right things.
Yeah, like I say, I think, he should get on this motivational speech circuit because I reckon he'd make a fortune.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. And he could definitely write a book because if anyone, the world has gone, "Oh, you'd like a music career, would you?" Nah, I'm not having that. Bang.
Yeah.
And he's just fought time and time again. Everything that's been thrown at him.
And fucking hell. I mean, like I said on the last episode or the last show we did with Blaze, it's probably every possible human emotion this man has been through.
Yeah.
Or had to encounter and fight through. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's what I say. This is one of the most underrated back catalogues in metal.
Yeah.
Because,
because it's only Blaze Bayley.
Ridiculous. So pull yourself up. I mean, it's pretty standard Blaze fare in all fairness,
I mean, I actually wrote that. I said nothing stands out, but it's not in a bad way. It's just more. It's more of that Blaze Bayley formula. It's comforting, blazing solos thing. What we come to expect, especially from the first 3 tracks on this album. It's set a tone. It's set a standard. And you're like, this just carries that standard on. The only thing I've got to say about it is we're in the Steve Harris repetition of the chorus time. Unfortunately, at the end, it sort of goes through, pull yourself up. He repeats it, and it repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. But that's the only grumble I've got about the song.
I'm fully confident now that this song being done live, like we're not
would work
we're kind of
totally
giving
differently because the crowd are bouncing.
Yeah, we're giving this. Yeah, it's just Blaze doing what he does. It's all right. But we've pretty much. It's hard not to repeat yourself. Yeah. But I can imagine again a big speech.
He always writes
and then playing the song.
He writes with the live show in mind, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And this, like you say, this live would be the crowd are fucking doing one. He's doing one. The crowd are doing 2. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah,
and that pulls as well. The sort of acoustic pulls halfway through.
Yes.
And then the chorus come back. Stuff like that. Yeah, it will work perfectly. Witches Night. Now, Witches is becoming a common thing, I find.
Yeah, Old Testament wrote a song about it, didn't they?
Yeah, and so did AC/DC.
Yes, they did. Yeah. Fucking hell, yeah.
So, what's going on there?
Yeah, there must be something.
Yeah. But I love the opening riff.
Oh, the intro, proper heavy, discordant, fucking, like you say, it's something. Hang about. What? And mind you, Appleton did something similar on one of the Infinite Entanglement albums. It was a heavy, discordant intro, almost Pantera-like.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, fucking hell, where'd that come from? So he's got this little box in the back of his mind. He goes, you know what? It's time to throw in one of these bastards.
Well, it throws. You brought up Megadeth earlier as well. That opening, and again, it just comes out at the beginning of the thing.
It is, yeah.
you've got that great little groove during the pre-chorus, like da-dan, da-dan, ba-dan, da-dan.
Yeah, there's some really, really
with
good
a nice little lead over the top.
Yeah, the melody, melody over the top of the chorus is fucking
You
brilliant.
definitely need a 5-piece playing these songs. I can see why he's upgraded, but
yeah.
To
but
me, it was a sign that he was doing well, that he could afford to take.
It tells you they're thinking outside the box. They're like in the studio going, fucking hell, we can do this, get these ideas on the tape, but doing it live, we need another man. And, enter Luke.
But yeah, I think it's a great little crafted song. Again, I think you could open a live show with this.
Oh, yeah, fucking hell, that intro coming out of nowhere would be like... So, yeah.
And even in the little quiet, there's another little quiet interlude.
Yeah, you've got the old acoustic interlude, yeah.
But in that bit, he can sort of go, London, or, wherever. And get some big thing, something, and then bang, straight in. That sort of welcome to the show little speech you give. So, now moving on to the humorous
18 flights.
Yeah, this is quite a funny little story that you can, you only ever experience.
Can only happen to Blaze.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like saying all the shit he's been through. Oh, yeah, let's drop a fucking earthquake and a tsunami on the geezer. See how he deals with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I've fucking done it. Bring it on. Yeah. I'll write a song about it. Fuck you.
But again, you just know during a live show he will introduce it and he'll tell the story in full, and and it's a great homage to the fans as well in the lyrics as well, because he says like he refers to the fans and whatnot, and it's you're doing well when you do a song about being on tour, like with Motorhead doing "We Are the Road Crew" and because it's just
Maiden have done a couple now and they've wasted years in coming home, and
they say it's you're in if you're a musician in any way in particular, you're in trouble if you've got with drugs, because what starts off as fucking hell, I'm knackered, well, do a line of this or take one of these just to get going, and next thing you know you're taking it. It says when you start writing about drugs, that's your first sign. But that's gone the other way. You're on tour so much, you start writing songs about being on tour. And but yeah, I thought this is a good because even with the story of the evacuated gig, 18 flights, 15 shows, 6 countries, away we go. I think it ties in quite nicely. It's up there with We Are the Road Crew.
Yeah.
And do you think 303? That's one thing I meant to ask. Yeah, how do you think, in terms of songs about fighter pilots, how is it if we're putting Aces High at the top? Where does 303? Is it better than Tail Gunner?
I say it's on a par with Tail Gunner. Not as good as Death or Glory. So it's sort of sitting in third place.
Yeah.
Death or Glory is a fucking tune, but no, I say it's hovering there with Tail Gunner, fighting it out for that third place. Which and if anyone else had written Tail Gunner, it'd be one of their greatest ever songs.
Yeah,
and and plus it's on an album that no one fucking bothers with. On No Prayer, as we discussed.
I'm thinking of touring songs, and I was going to say Highway to Hell, but then I thought Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll, and it's like fucking hell, every song AC/DC does, I think, is about touring.
Yeah.
If it's not about sex or drinking. Yeah. All right, so we'll put Highway to Hell at the top, I suppose. Long Way, in terms of the grim reality of touring, I would say Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll.
Yeah.
I love the line as well. I'll tell you, folks, it's harder than it looks.
Yeah.
We Are the Road Crew.
It's mad because that Metallica come out to that. Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. That's their intro tape.
Long Way to the Shop if you want a sausage roll.
Yeah. Another good one is, speaking of Metallica, is Turn the Page. I know it's a cover. It's Bob Seger, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the lyrics to that are pretty, smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said and all that. You think ears still ringing and all that. That's another great touring song.
Yeah, never really listened to Bob Seger.
Oh, the lyric. No,
both Metallica and Thin Lizzy have covered him, so he was doing something right.
I know the Metallic version I think is brilliant because even James Hetfield said when Lars brought me the idea of doing Bob Seger, he's like, "Fuck off! I fucking hate Bob Seger." But then he played him the song, and he's like, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, we can make this work."
Yeah,
and
no,
again, I think it's a tune.
Rosalie by Thin Lizzy. I don't think I've even heard the original, but on the live album, there's a number we covered by Bob Seger. You know, but I've never really listened to him. He recently did his last ever tour, didn't he? He retired. I don't know if he's going to still record. Might do a Johnny Cash and just put albums out.
Churn out a billion albums.
So moving on to The Dream of Alan Turing.
It's the first of a trilogy, isn't it? Little trilogy of songs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, this is the first song that I'm like, and I think what works against it, we've talked about times. This track needs to be longer because there's a billion lyrics.
Yeah.
And he's trying to fucking get them in. You remember that Maiden song one Dave wrote on Final Frontier, Man Who Will Be King, where we're talking about there's so many words and Bruce is just fucking get them out there. This is the same. This is less than 3 minutes, this song, I think.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And it's like, fucking hell, Blaze, this needs to be a 4 or 5 minute job. If you're doing a biographical song, a bit like, he needs to channel his inner Steve Harris. I mean, Alexander the Great needed the 8 minutes to tell the story of this epic. And
even
Alan Turing, it is an epic.
Slow it down, just turn down the thingy on YouTube. You can turn down the speed of what a video. I think maybe if you just did it like that, it sounds like it's on. Because Alan
Turing is a story that needs to be told, but unfortunately, it needs to be told in something longer than 3 minutes. So this is the first song on the album where it's like, I don't. It's even the musically though. I think, I've been singing Chris's praises all show. Unfortunately, this is the first time where he's sort of, shit. Yeah, all right. The music isn't up to the standard of the first 6 absolute bangers we've sat through.
Yeah, like I say, it is a little bit like the song's being played on fast forward. Like you need to turn the dial on the vinyl and then now.
That's it, yeah.
But yeah, it's not derailing by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's just not. We've had such a high bar.
He fits in with that. He's done so many songs as well in the past of different people in the song. Isaac Newton.
And this is, as we know, when Blaze is singing about this sort of stuff, he's in a happy place.
Yeah.
And thankfully, this is the 4th album now where he's in a happy place.
Yeah.
If it's the longest unbroken, I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
But
it'll be anything bad that happens, and it will now be your fault.
Yeah, I'll feel bad about it. But no, this is the longest we've had Blaze in his happy place, because we know he's singing about all these concepts and these things. So long may it continue.
So next up, we got a song about Elon Musk. Nikola Tesla. Sorry. See what I did there. Yeah.
Yes, we saw it.
So, about the guy that invented the light bulb.
Yeah, again, similar problem. I mean, music's much better. But,
I like the lightning strike at the beginning.
That's pretty cool.
A little effect, yeah.
But yeah, the music's much better, but the verses are stretched, because this ain't much longer than The Dreams of Alan Turing.
It only tips over the 3 minute mark.
Yeah. But so again, it needs that room to breathe. But catchy
chorus on this one.
Though. Oh yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, he's. But
he's
the
lead,
like a chorus,
it's like Street Fighter lead. Like this is, that. It's like this is a computer game.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, no, that's a pretty good one. Yeah,
I know what you mean. It's probably still got the same problem, but it's much better than the previous track.
Musically it steps up, and leads us quite nicely into the Unstoppable Stephen Hawking, which it's almost as though Blaze and Chris heard my criticisms and thought, because this is 5 minutes.
You know what Luke's going to say? Fucking do this to shut him up.
That cunt. Yeah, he's always giving it. Let's just satisfy him. But no, he's this works. 5 minutes, and this works for it. Brilliant.
How Maiden is this intro as well, by the way?
Yeah. Oh, it is. Funny enough, I was reading an interview with Chris and Blaze, and they talking about the Maiden influence. He said, look, we've grown up where we've grown up, and Blaze has been in the band. There's always going to be a Maiden influence. It's impossible.
Yeah, of course.
It's
It's not something I'll hold against it. I'm just saying the quality of it. I can see, that intro, that all quiet, and then just building up into that. You think, I think, the Maiden would happily have this on one of their albums.
Yeah, no, it would.
I can just picture them playing this intro, and the camera cutting to Dave Murray giving it. Because he's always smiling.
Yeah, that's it, smiling. And there's a great when the song changes pace for that. He brings in the gallop on the drums for the bridge, and it's that's fucking awesome when that kicks in. Changes it quite nicely, and it's and 6 minutes or whatever it is, it just flies by.
Yeah, it doesn't.
When a song's flowing, the length is irrelevant.
Yeah.
And it just goes by. Oh fuck, man! Was that only 6 minutes?
And as always, as well, a longer song, it should happen by accident. It should, when people
be a natural thing, shouldn't it? Yeah, as we've said many times. So, and this is one of those times when it just works.
I mean, the big bulk of it really is the introduction as well, isn't it? I mean, if you cut that off to when it kicks in, it will probably be the same sort of thing. But and then last song, we have an acoustic. I can't remember if it kicks in later on. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. It does. Every storm ends. Obviously, that's a metaphor for obviously Blaze's fucking life, isn't it? Just no matter what you're going through, it's always, there is light at the end of the tunnel, sort of thing. The storm will pass, but like I say, this is motivational lyrics, big time. And it's a good way after we've had 9 bangers, haven't we? Even Warrior. That was sort of thing. It wasn't all mellow, but this is a great way to end an album because, as we've always said, you've got to start the album strong. You've got to end it strong.
Yeah,
and this ends it. It started strong, and this ends it strong. I mean, this is a really good song, and even normally, I think we had one on King of Metal. Oh no, it was on Promise and Terror, where he had that. Obviously, the we were talking about the song where it was a mellow one, and it went heavy midway through. And it sort of took away from, I can't remember exactly the song, but it took away from what went before it because it was almost like let's heavy it up now, just to heavy it up. Whereas this doesn't take away from what before it. This actually complements, the two halves complement each other.
Yeah.
And we've got the Blaze Whoa, but that works. Doesn't feel forced. It works in.
Yeah, I think
and the solo section again is just off the fucking chart.
Yeah, I really like the mellow part again. I think the guitar, the sound of the guitar is really nice. Great melody, great vocal melody as well. In the notes as well, Blaze says like as much as peaks and valleys he's been through, which he documents. He says one of the big things was people come to him and tell him their stories. So it's like as much as I'm going through stuff, I know other people are. So if I've got you through, if a song I wrote got you through that, no, it was you that got me through. So it's like a two-way street, and it's a nice little message to close that album with. And like I say, the nice little crunch towards the end never does any harm, does it?
No.
He can reduce it down to an acoustic track for a live show if need be, but to heavy it up at the end is it don't do no harm. I think and this one, like you say, it doesn't always need it, but this one,
they complement the heavy complements the mellow, and they work together.
So, we've done
there.
It.
We've done the journey.
41 minutes. It's like I say, it's as straightforward as an album you'd like from Blaze Bayley. I think it's a great 40 minutes of classic heavy metal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like I say, it's his definitely best album since Silicon Messiah. Like, it's cohesive, it makes sense, everything, all the songs complement each other. There's a few stumbles, but is what it is.
Yeah, there's nothing that derails the album, is there? There's nothing
definitely not. No.
Yeah. And even your worst song on the album is under 3 minutes, so you could even it's not even worth getting up and pushing the skip button, is it?
Yeah, you just listen to it, don't you? Yeah, you might even come to appreciate it.
Yeah,
by listening to it and taking.
But I think any songs off this could be played live. It can all just be chucked into the set. I think easily 6 of them, off the top of my head, could be a set opener.
Yeah, we'll find out soon because he's touring very soon.
He's got a great little repertoire now that he can choose from. He doesn't have to rely on Maiden. He never really has, in all fairness. He's never
done. Not like someone else we've talked about quite often on this show.
He's always been quite. He'll do a few, but he won't rely on them. He might, throw Future in the beginning just to get the crowd going, and then towards the end, he might do, Sign of the Cross or Virus. I mean, the fact that he does Virus is awesome because the fact that that's become his song now.
Yeah, it has,
Maiden never did it live, and so he does.
It was weird him singing it yesterday. Fucking.
Did he do it yesterday? Yeah.
In light of obviously what happened, he said this is as relevant today as it was 25 years ago, but for different reasons.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. And then, like I say, that's more his song now because Maiden haven't shown any interest in it, have they? Really?
Yeah.
So,
and he occasionally drops the odd Wolfsbane song in, but
speaking of Wolfsbane
new album going.
New album.
Did he announce it?
Yeah, he said, for you sick, dirty, twisted perverts, there may very well be a new Wolfsbane album on the horizon as well. And the crowd was like, yay!
Yeah. So, they'll be playing Stone Deaf at some point then.
Yeah. I think they played the first one.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if TerraVision and bands like that are on the building, yeah. Definitely.
But so that's pretty cool. But, at the end of this album, it's the end of our journey. And we started with a banger in Iron Maiden's debut, and we've had fucking definite things in between, but we've ended with a banger as well.
Yeah.
And for me, this is 9 out of 10. This is, like I say, Silicon Messiah always comes top for me with Blaze, and after that, it was sort of a pick 'em really for the rest of them. Probably Infinite Entanglement 2, I rated very highly. But no, this one has just fucking smashed its way to number 2 on the chart sort of thing of Blaze Bayley solo albums. And like you say, it's an effortless 40 odd minutes.
Yeah, I mean, totally it's an 8 out of 10 for me. Pretty much for the same reason. I don't think this is going to be replacing any of my favourite Blaze albums, but it's a worthy and happy addition to the collection for me. And yeah, like I say, an effortless, conducive listen.
Yeah, no, fucking, and that's it. We've only got fucking. It's weird, isn't it? All this 45 episodes.
Yeah, I remember at the beginning of the thing, he's like, "Yeah, oh God, this is the next year of my life planned out,"
and it has been. But because we started in September, but
and 2 got added on along the way as well because I had everything printed out and. Smith, Kotzen and Blaze were added to the bottom in pen.
In biro.
I've took it off now anyway. It's weird.
But then we've got the ultimate edition, which was the one we all hoped we would get.
Yeah.
And we obviously got the new Maiden album, which was like, we know it's going to come, but when we don't know. And then all of a sudden, bang, here we go.
Right. So, as ever, thanks for watching. Yeah. Regular viewers, on the Friday, the 3rd of September, look out. We will be doing something. Yeah. Hopefully an unboxing. We'll do an initial review.
Doesn't stitch me up.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to do an unboxing. I'll have my edition turn up, so you can I'll show mine off. Yeah. And hopefully Luke will be showing his off.
Oh, mate.
But if not, you'll do a separate video. Doing an unboxing.
But we'll definitely have the reaction.
And then we will do a few weeks down the line, we will do a proper show doing a track by track review. So you'll get a first initial reaction and then one bit further down the line. Yeah. And in the meantime, we're going to be doing a few
specials, aren't we? So
we're going to be doing a dive into the live albums. We'll be doing our top 5 albums. We'll be doing a show on the B-sides as well. We'll go through all of them. Any other sort of debates or some sort of game we can come up with along the way as well. So we're doing a few of them, and then once we're ready, we'll do it.
If you guys have got any ideas what you want us to chat about, feel free to drop us in the comments or send us a fucking message or whatever.
Yeah, send us something like, what do you think? You know, whatever sort of question you've got, or you know, something that you think would spark a debate. Let us know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're recording this on the Sunday. I'm not sure if I'll probably put this up on like a Monday, on a Tuesday, or something like that. But definitely look out. Keep watching on Friday. Something will be up. I'm working Thursday night, so I normally finish about 6:30, 7 in the morning. I'll sleep till about 1 or 2. So as soon as it's done, it will be out. So check early evening of Friday. An initial reaction of the new album will be up. So thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you all soon. Take care, and we'll see you Friday.
See you Friday.